anyway. It is who they are. How do you I told you before, I said your politicians are going to take you through the road to perdition that will show to you more that when somebody says, let us come together and unite, they're saying it as for convenience. But the real Nigeria, you are going to see it in your election, including, you have seen the pastors. The pastors have already started like, Muslim, this or that, not because this is what it is now, isn't it? The imams have also joined. And all this can give you an idea into what you are getting yourselves into. So I caught one, and it was, I think it's this. Let's see. And mind you, if you don't understand Yoruba, don't worry. Okay, when I come back, right, I'll do my best to interpret a bit. But listen.
Gbogbo orú rẹ ẹgbẹ́ tó bá wò sí láyé tó bá jẹ́ pé dáhìrì Yorùbá ni bá ní ọ tó ìsọ máa lé Yorùbá Tinubu lọ dìbò bẹ́yàn bá mírí àfúrásì kí ni tiẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ kò fẹ́ bí yín léèrè ẹ̀ ń pè ọ̀dà ẹ̀fẹ̀ ni ọba dá àwọn nínú àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta.
tálẹ̀ ẹni tó dáa ọmọ rẹ̀ wo níbẹ̀ ní ọ̀tá mọ́.
nígbà wọn ní nǹkan ọ̀dà tá a ní gbogbo wọn rẹ̀ ebi tiwa lásìkò ọ̀hún.
àbí ọmọ ẹni oníṣèlú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká bí.
èmi ẹ̀ sọ lọ́sẹ̀lú àmọ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ dé yìí. èmi ẹ̀ sì ṣe kàmpé ìfẹ́ nìkan àmọ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ dé yìí. tọ́ba yẹ kó wọn náà fẹ́ kọ́ màá ní ó jẹ́ èèyàn Tinubu lọ́ọ́ tẹ̀ kan.
ti ṣe Yorùbá.
ìdí kankan ò sì sí ju pé torí kọ́ jẹ́ Yorùbá. kò sí kankan mi.
wọ́n sì ní
èmi ò ní yóò ṣe é dáa. èmi ò sì ní kò ní ṣe é dáa. Ọlọ́run lọ́mọ ẹni tí ò ṣe é dáa Ọlọ́run lọ́mọ ẹni tí ò ní ṣe é dáa. àmọ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ dé yìí Tinubu lọ́kàn Tinubu ni ẹ dìbò fún.
ọlọ́mọdé òbí fún mi.
olódò ọ̀rọ̀ ni mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ lọ lè gbọ́ lónìí. gbogbo campaign tábà wò sí fún ẹ̀yìn etí rẹ ní ọjọ́ gbà. ọgbọ̀n ọdún ni Yorùbá máa fẹ́ẹ̀lì.
tá máa fẹ́ẹ̀lì.
bá a bá fẹ́ẹ̀lì nírìn yìí ó tún dọ̀gbọ̀n ọdún kí lọ́mọ tó ọmọ bọ́ dọ̀gbọ̀n ọdún láyé.
ògbó náà gbogbo wa la máa sọ síná lọ́dọọdún every 30 years.
ọgbọ̀n ọdún. bó ti fẹ́ẹ̀lì ní 1963. lára Awólọ́wọ̀. ẹ̀dá kò tàbí ròdọ̀.
tó wá sí láàyè ilẹ̀ ìfilẹ̀.
yóò bó débẹ̀ bá títí pé ní 1993.
Abíọ́lá náà tó gbé.
Abíọ́lá náà tó gbé. gbogbo bí o ṣe dé ó débẹ̀ àti tí wọ́n sì gbé fún kò sẹ́yìn Yorùbá kò débẹ̀.
Yorùbá yìí náà ni o.
ó tún wá ní 2023.
lẹ́yìn tí ń bọ̀ yìí.
àtúwọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wà káwọ́ wá dìde wọ́n pe àwọn Yorùbá wọn láwọn àìnífẹ́. ẹ̀fẹ́nifẹ́ wá fẹ́rẹ̀ fún Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ yín ìsàfẹ́nifẹ́ ni afẹ́nifẹ́ bí.
It is smoky. It is smoky Igbo. It is taking the
So what the Alpha said is that as Yoruba, he is not a politician, okay? But as a Yoruba man, looking at the politics and the candidates, Tinubu should be the candidate for all Yorubas, as that sentiment. He said, I am not saying that it's going to do well, and I'm not saying it's not going to do well. But as a Yoruba man, you have to follow APC. It doesn't matter. Whatever they have done to you. No be so. So me, I'm a Yoruba man. No. That's why I feel like, you see that afar, eh?
It is smoky Igbo. It is taking the
Here is another one. I told you, it's going to get worse, so don't mind me. Oh, it's going to get worse. So there are many teachings, like, and it's going to even go physical. I've said that many times. But whatever that comes out to be, just remember that I share my own view will be, right? Now, here is another one, and I think, where is that? Yes, this one as well. It'll be only church.
What do I have the money when I want Muslim ticket? Mo ní àṣà àwọn kìíní yóò tí ìgbádùn tán. Ọmọ mélòó lẹ̀ ń bí? èmi tí mo fẹ́ yàwó méjì tí tún múra méjì sí ọmọ yẹ ọmọ tí ì dìde.
wàtí tó bí wọn kọ́ ọ̀nà sọ̀láta.
bí pásítọ̀ ọmọ yẹ ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ní òbí àbí méjì ẹja jọ jáde ẹja wo population tó pọ̀ jù tó bá rí àfa mi yá yín fẹ́lẹ́fẹ́lẹ́ ọlọ́run ọmọ yẹ ọmọ tó bí.
wàtí tó bí wọn kọ́ ọ̀nà sọ̀láta.
ọwọ́ sọ pé muslim
sọ̀láta.
ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹ túra yín jáde wọ́n ní wọ́n ọmọ táwọn ń dọ́gba campaign fún Tinubu ni. èmi ò rówó Tinubu ọmọ ní àbójúdé lọrin kì í dé lọrin bí ọba wa kókó wa.
wàkọ́ ọ̀nà sọ̀láta.
wọ́n ti Tinubu ọba wọlé ó dójú tàwa mùsùlùmí torí wọ́n ti lọ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ muslim mo ní ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n rántí ayé ìdí àgbà àti Buhari original kó tó kan Buhari fẹ́kì. nígbà tó jẹ́ muslim wọ́n rí ṣe àbí wọn ò rí ṣe ẹ jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà ó tẹ̀sí muslim wò lẹ́lẹ́kejì ó rí pé wọ́n ò rí ṣe.
wàkọ́ ọ̀nà sọ̀láta.
wọ́n ti fi Tinubu sọ yín lẹ́nu wọn làwọn fẹ́ rí ìsìlámù lára rẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí àbíkẹ́ dìde.
àbúrò fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ níbo ló ti mọ̀ mí bó lè mi àti ẹ ti dàpọ̀ kí ló dé mi àti ẹ pọ̀.
Ọlọ́run ṣé you get.
àbúrò fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ níbo ló ti mọ̀ mí bó lè mi àti ẹ ti dàpọ̀ kí ló dé mi àti ẹ pọ̀.
So what the Alpha was saying as well is that in his own mind, do you know how many children Muslims are having? For you to say you don't support Muslim tickets, like, are you for real? That he himself, right, as a man, he has 2 wives. And do you know how many children he has? And do you know all these affairs here? Do you know how many children they have, how many wives and how many children they have? That is an insult for anybody to come out and say they don't want Muslim tickets. So in fact, everyone saying they don't want it, they are indirectly campaigning for Tinubu because now they have to prove it that he's a Muslim and he must be the president. That's another affair, but that one will waste our time. But like I told you, it is the direction it's going to go through. And don't blame me, not be me, bring your religion, tribe, and everything you are going to use to tear yourselves. No be me bring them. Now they bring them. But because of your hypocrisy, sometimes you feel like you can preach unity and be filled with so much hatred, so much hate, bloodshot hate among. Because me, I've never come here now to come and show hate to anybody. No, I don't do that. I don't. Even though I may get a sharp mouth, as people say, like, my ego, this your mouth, no good though. This your mouth is too sharp. Oh. But I would never be hateful towards anyone. You can tell. And you can see around me too. But when you read your own comment and the bigotry in them, whether you are an Igbo man or you are a Yoruba man or you are a Northerner and the rest of that, the bigotry that they implanted in many of you, that you have against yourselves, read your own comments. Then you will see it. You see that how your hearts are filled with so much hatred, which is contributing to your choice in life, blind choices that has kept you completely underdeveloped. So you get what I mean now? So those who implanted them in you are also going to weaponize it, to use it, and you are going to be available to make that happen for them. Read your own comments. As you are watching my video right now, read that comment. As you want to send that comment now, that thing you want to send, that comment you are typing now, because you are feeling like you want to send it against Christians, Abi, or you are typing it and you want to say something horrible about Muslims, Abi, because of this, Abi, or you want to say something horrible about Yoruba right now, you are typing it, Abi, or you want to say it, just vice versa. Read them and then tell me, my ego is lying, that there is nothing called unity in Nigeria, not just word of mouth. It's not real. So tell me, read all the comments. Because in churches too, they are doing it. But they are not doing it this way that some of these affairs would do. You know, the affairs are taking it through tribal and religious route, right? But in churches, they are different. They kind of, they're kind of more detailed, a sort of a more reasonable reasons, things that can get you to sit down and think, not emotional blackmail and others. For example, listen to this one from one pastor in Abuja talking about Nigeria and then choice of what they could do to salvage their future, and compare it to that affair about wives and children, then about Yoruba and all that, just for the optics, or for the I don't even know, compare.
They said that as at last week, some details emerged concerning Nigeria's excess crude account. The excess crude account was created by President Obasanjo in 2004 to get excess revenue from the crude into an account over the budgeted benchmark. That is, this is what we expect. We got more than that, so we put it aside. That amount, as at 2014, was 3.6 billion in the excess crude account. By the time it was this February 2014, by the time it is 2015, just at the beginning of this current regime, it stood at $2.2 billion. Today, it is not up to $0.5 million. It is 376,000. Hello? Is there anybody who's here still? The country is spending 5.9 trillion on imports. To import medicines, food, materials, spare parts required for industries, and so on. Excess reserves at 15 billion. If this spending continues within 4 months, there will be no money to import anything. So Lord, deliver us from total collapse. Deliver us.
Can you spot the difference? I mean, as somebody who has brain, or let me say, whose brain is still working and they can still reason. Yeah? As you sat there watching right now, those things pointed out, did they have direct impact on every single Nigerian today or not? The answer is yes, they do. These guys have depleted everything that could make you stand as a country. Like, for the world to still say you are a country, they have depleted everything. And that's a cause for concern. The political party that did that is bringing a physically sick man. But they don't want you to talk about the sickness. Oh, no. You don't need to. Don't mock him. You're talking about it's like mocking him. You are drowning. Drowning as you speak. And people want to blackmail you with your emotion. Isn't that crazy? No? This is another part. Just so you just listen.
Are you still following? Side by side with that is the purchase is the release of government money for the purchase of vehicles for a neighboring country called Niger Republic in billions. 1.4 billion. And I heard that somebody explained that it is to fight security. I mean, to enhance their security. What a useless. What happened to us? to this group of gangs. This is gangsterism. Who handed us over to these gangs? This gang. Gangsters. That is, the country is poor and yet the country is being duped. This is dupery. Security that you have not finished fighting in your own country. It will end. It must end. That is apart from construction of rail from Nigeria to the same Niger at the cost of $1.96 billion. The equivalent of 712 billion naira of money you are looking for. What is the mystery there? That mystery must be unveiled. 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 That mystery must be unveiled.
So do you know why I actually love this message? Yeah? It was being factual. And at that moment, it was actually taking his congregation through a dubious system that APC actually practices. And during that 5-minute clip, yeah, there was never a time, yeah, he brought God into it. Never. Because at that point, people needed to reason, at this point, to leave God now. More will reason. And that's my favorite part, the one I just finished listening to now. Is my favorite part when he said, who handed us to these gangsters? Who handed us to these murderers? These con men, shameless set of humans who feel nothing because they don't see nothing wrong in what they have done. Sorry, guys, I'm going to listen to that again. I like the part where he said, who do us this thing? Like, you know, if you are a Christian or a Muslim, when they present this fact before you, it has nothing to do with God. So that every other thing that has happened to you, after that, you can easily trace them back to all of this. The Nigerian Foreign Reserve, that APC, Egbekegbe met at $42 billion, has been depleted right now to below 15 billion. You should be alarmed. Rather than play religious. You see, it didn't bring God, it didn't bring Jesus, it didn't bring anything. He was telling them facts. Did you see the reactions of the people there? I'm going to see it again. Sorry, guys.
They said that as at last week, some details emerged concerning Nigeria's excess crude account. The excess crude account was created by President Obasanjo in 2004 to get excess revenue from crude. Are you still following? Side by side with that is the purchase is the release of government money for the purchase of vehicles for a neighboring country called Niger Republic in billions. 1.4 billion. And I heard that somebody explained that it is to fight security. To enhance their security. What a useless. What happened to us? What brought us to this group of gangs? This is gangsterism. Who handed us over to these gangs? This gang. Gangsters.
country is being duped. This is dupery. Security that you have not finished fighting in your own country. It will end. It must end. That is apart from construction of rail from Nigeria to the same Niger at the cost of $1.96 billion. The equivalent of 712 billion naira of money you are looking for. What is the mystery there? That mystery must be unveiled. That mystery must be unveiled. That mystery must be unveiled. That mystery.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Somebody said that the Kano Maradi Railway is being constructed, it's going to be constructed by Europeans. No. It's not being constructed by Europeans, okay? They went to the EU with a proposal that they want to construct railway from Nigeria to Maradi. So they needed a loan. And they wanted them to borrow them $1.96 billion. So Nigeria is going to be the debtor for it. We are going to put down all the requirements for the loan. And Niger Republic is just going to have to sit back and watch from far and see how this is constructed. So it's not free, it's not from them and all that. Only by Nigeria. Who handed us to these criminals? He asked. But it be like say Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, as an answer. Channels, televisions, a clip.
We cannot be intimidated by somebody because you're president or you're a governor, and we cannot tell you that you're wrong. If I had gone into politics, at least given the people that have succeeded in becoming president in Nigeria, I could have been president. That I choose not to go into politics does not make me a subordinate human being. We take too much rubbish. And we're all too afraid, too much in our comfort zones. And by the time these guys finish with us, our children will not have a nation. If you're not in politics, you must hold those in politics to account. You know, when people are incompetent and they don't like you, you wear their dislike as a badge of honor. You can't be normal in a dysfunctional environment. And for the young people, do not fear. This is your country, this is your future. Take hold of it, work for it, build it. Don't let anyone tell you to run away because you have a degree. Go to England, go to America, go to France. This is your country, you're coming back here. So let's work to build one for you, and you help us build this country for you.
Ace, former emir, no the bobo us, but you are right. You know, on other things, that they're the thugs, the rogues who have taken hold of Nigeria. They have no shame. Therefore, they believe that you know, in the country, I mean, in the community or country of the blind, one-eyed men will be their leaders, they will say. So we know where this is coming from, and many people have chosen never to be part of the charade. And for those who want to take on them, of course, they too are out to fight for their lives. In one of those instances where people are trying to dissociate themselves from any kind of you know, mystery of APC, there's a clip. There's a clip from you know, what's that? Love Word Ministry, Pastor Yakilome's church, right? His nephew, who is one of the topmost pastors or so, are there. For some reason, decided to endorse Tinubu. I don't know what happened. They said that Pastor Yakilome was so shocked. First, he sacked the guy, removed him from that position, then committed him into a place called spiritual rehabilitation. So that now makes sense, right? Somebody was talking to me and he said he read a joke somewhere. And that joke, you probably have heard it too, right? Someone went to a doctor, and when he got there, it was like they were running a test on him and all of that stuff. So at some point, the doctor just asked that, wait, do you have any member of your family with mental health issue, like who is, And the guy was like, yeah, my senior brother, his wife, my friend, my junior brother as well. Said, oh, that's a lot. Wow, it was like, because they are going to vote. They said they are going to vote APC, Egbekegbe again. Now, only people will get mental problem, they will say, oh. But this time around, Pastor Yakilome decided to commit his nephew to a spiritual rehabilitation center, because this is not ordinary. Fit explain now. But listen.
The president of Love World Next and Love World Innovations, Daysman Oyakilome Wokire, is hereby removed from being president of Love World Next and Love World Innovations, and also suspended from all official roles for acts of gross misconduct. Gross misconduct. So he no longer handles any of that, and I'm putting him under spiritual rehabilitation. He has to go through a spiritual rehabilitation program from now with immediate effect.
More. Any member of your family, because people have right to their choices, okay? Because that's one thing about me anyway, I believe that democracy, whatever we'll call it, even though some said democracy is not probably good for Africa, or the people should develop their own type of governance and all of that. But democracies just allow choices, right? Even though it's manipulated in Nigeria cities. I kind of love democracy where people have choices. Majority should have their way, while the minority will have their say in a way. So that's why I always choose that if Nigeria was to be a real place, right, in a democratic setting, right now, you and I will probably belong to the Yoruba nationalists that are campaigning for Yoruba nation, telling people, in fact, probably have forced some of these, all these political players to adopt Yoruba nation strategy and all of that, whereby those who are pro-Yorubas could be standing up, for an election today. But Nigeria is a rigged system. You don't want to be part of that to validate every rubbish they do, because you can see through everything, right? So that's why I'm like, if I want Yoruba nation, as I want Yoruba nation, right, which I would want a democratic experience of it without having to go and get a gun and all of that. I know some of my friends said, I would say, you cannot get Yoruba nation without getting without war, without getting gun. I'm like, okay, I understand, but I don't believe that. And I don't. That you have to go and get gun and war and all of that to get Yoruba nation. But democratically is what I believe in, where people will participate in it, right? Decide that they want it and eventually go for it. Choice. Well, somebody said that, my ego, stop deceiving yourself. I'm like, I know. I'm not arguing with you. The only thing I just don't understand is that, you see, for the past 2 years now, right? Every time I take a position and I said, I prefer where people, right, are allowed to democratically, right, decide, participate in a referendum that would then, put them on the pathway to their own independence. All these things, no, they walk, no, they talk like that. No, people have told me that like that for like 2 years. But guess what? Those who have told me that were those who are so passionate about, especially Yoruba land, right? So passionate about Yoruba land. And to them, to get it, It's not going to be a joke. Oh, we have to do this and that, but for 2 years, I haven't seen any of them start it. People don't like me saying that. Oh, my ego don't talk like that. My ego don't do. You shouldn't be saying that. I'm like, okay, maybe you should stop telling me to probably change my own opinion too. Like trying to make me change it that it is through peaceful democratic means, right, that a nation will be birthed. Even if you go to war, right, when you kill and fight, at the end of the day, you are going to end up on a negotiation table. And whatever you draft on that negotiation table is what you have to take back to your people and say, this is it finally. So I still believe in that very, very strongly. So if you also believe in sometimes you shouldn't tell us. Sometimes it may be when you start it in a way. But cut it short. Democracy, where people have choice, say, and say, okay, this is what I believe in. And then you let those who are going to say, no, I don't believe in that. Then you let them say it. Then you let those who have the conviction, when they are more. That's how you build. That's how you build a country. In my own opinion, no. So when they say, when some said that even if Tinubu is inside wheelbarrow, if he walk, if he talk again, like they told you then that even if Bokwari is dead and they put his dead body inside the coffin and put it inside a poster, they will still vote for him. You remember that? They believe that is their choice. Just like you also have the choice to say, Omo, I know they take this. I mean, I'm not going to be part of this like many of you have been. So we all have to, normally, right? We were all supposed to have all those choices. Today, if not because Nigeria is not a country, right? There is no reason why every Yoruba man, Yoruba woman should sense and see the danger of what Nigeria has done today to them, to the generations here, generations yet unborn, that, it shouldn't be so difficult to speak to you about why you should choose self-preservation. Okay, self-preservation is start from you knowing that you deserve better. And as a Yoruba man and a Yoruba woman, you and where you come from, your identity and who you are cannot be traded for a second place in what Nigeria is suffering. You have seen it all. So if somebody is now saying, don't look into the rot, don't look into the disunity, don't look into the state-sponsored, division and the rest of that. Just imagine a beautiful country where everybody just love themselves. That's an imagination. That's what many of you have been working with for many, 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 many times. Do you get that now? Imaginations and all that. And every now and then, the politicians comes back and they'll come back harder on you and they will leave you worse off. So I choose the freedom that comes with my own ancestral identity. I'm a Yoruba man. Nigeria has done enough damages to me, to my generations, to those who are even going to come after me. Today, the future of those who are children of Yoruba land, their future is already mortgaged. Do you know that? What you faced when you were growing up, many of those children that are yet to be born right now, they're going to face the same thing. And I ask myself, when exactly do you think? When exactly do you think you're going to be like, enough, we are done? So it's up to you. So I'm going to, take a quick break. Make your choice and don't think you have monopoly of it. And when you make your choices, please hone them. And again, if you are APC, Egbekegbe member, Emi Lokan, Krona, or sympathizer, let me tell you this. Whatever you see is whatever you get. All this ridiculing that Tinubu and gang are facing, they brought it upon themselves because people have faced even worse. Now, if you would want people to respect your leaders as you claim, tell your leaders, to stop mortgaging the Yorubas for their own selfish, self-centered ambitions. I mean, if it was, Tinubu and gang, if today, if they were running for the position of the premier of the Yoruba region, it would have been a different ball game. You wouldn't have to worry about those who are going to complain about him shaking or not. But he wants to be president of Nigeria, a country destroyed and ruined, divided by APC, and you want people to just ignore that is not healthy. So, Professor Wole Soyinka, sir, the APC, which is a Tinubu's camp, they saw what you did, and they are not happy. That is why they responded with Wole Soyinka is an hypocrite. You know what I mean? He was, like, it didn't condemn what those people did, because what Wole Soyinka did was to say people should not mock Tinubu because he is sick. Meanwhile, Tinubu can't want people to believe that he is not sick. He is fine. So last, you get what I mean? Meanwhile, there's a particular one I almost missed, even though I don't really believe the news. That's why I didn't emphasize on it much. The news came, they said that the Nigerian military have arrested they have arrested the 5 people linked to the Owo attack. You remember that terrorist attack in Owo? Yeah? They said ISWAP claimed responsibility. ISWAP is Islamic West African State, ISWAP, Islamic State of West Africa Province, ISWAP. Those are Boko Haram terrorists. They claimed responsibility for the attack. And now the Nigerian military said they have arrested 5 people in an hotel in Owo. They've arrested the person who also lodged them. I don't know. Terrorists who killed people on the 5th of July. The first, a day after that, a day after that terrorism act, the news broke that they've arrested them. That came back to be a lie. 2 weeks after that, they also told us that they have arrested almost 70 of those terrorists. They were sharing some pictures at the time. Story. It came back to be a lie. So today, the Nigerian military said they have arrested 5 people linked to that terror attack, and they were ISWAP members. But there are no names, there are no images, just media headlines. So that's why I didn't lay emphasis much on that, okay? Because in another 2 weeks or 2 months, just before the election, they may tell you they have arrested the Owo terrorists again. But whatever it is, let me take a few calls, and then we can call it a night. This is where you can react now. So if you have been watching all this while, you can take a moment to like and share the broadcast if you haven't. Now, when I come back, we would continue from where we are stopping. Now you can call in and then make your own contribution accordingly. So I will be back.